Good evening. Today is August 31st, 2025. I'm Rich Stevens, and this is the Cold Take. We begin at Annunciation Roman Catholic Church in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where a gunman approached just before 8:30 Wednesday morning and fired through windows at parishioners and school children. 2 students, ages 8 and 10, were pronounced dead at the scene. 15 other children, ages 6 through 15, were injured, as well as 3 parishioners in their 80s. Thankfully, all of the injured are expected to survive. Monday, Attorney General Pam Bondi spoke in New York to announce that Ismael Elmayo Zambada Garcia confessed and pled guilty to charges related to drugs, human trafficking, and homicide. He will spend the rest of his life in prison. The co-founder of the Sinaloa cartel and partner to El Chapo, 77-year-old Garcia, pled guilty to only 2 of 17 charges, 1 of racketeering conspiracy and 1 count of running a continual criminal enterprise. Also Monday, Kilmar Abrego Garcia appeared at the Federal Building in Baltimore for a scheduled interview with ICE. While inside, he was detained, and according to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, he is being processed for deportation. His attorney asserted that his detention and deportation is unlawful and filed a lawsuit the same day challenging both. Video and transcription of his statements and the full Homeland Security press release are available at thecoldtake.com. Rear Admiral Adam Chamey of the United States Coast Guard spoke Monday to announce the largest offload of seized drugs in U.S. history. Coast Guard cutter Hamilton offloaded 76,140 pounds of drugs, including over 61,000 pounds of cocaine and 14,000 pounds of marijuana. Waymo and New York City Mayor Eric Adams announced Monday that a permit has been issued to allow the autonomous taxi service to begin operating in the city. Staying in New York City, but moving to politics, mayoral candidates Curtis Sliwa and Zoran Mamdani both held press conferences to address crime in the city. Mamdani spoke about transportation safety and promised to address underfunded and partially complete projects like McGinnis Boulevard in Greenpoint. Sliwa focused on violent crime in the Bronx and signaled his desire to hire an additional 7,000 NYPD officers. He also spoke in support of President Trump, noting executive orders signed Monday to end cashless bail. In addition to a blanket order on cashless bail, Trump signed 3 other executive orders Monday to address crime in Washington, D.C., to end cashless bail in D.C. specifically, and to prosecute anyone burning an American flag. Harjinder Singh, an Indian national who entered the United States illegally, was arrested in California for a fatal crash in Florida last week. Singh, who had been issued commercial driver licenses by both California and Washington state, made an unlawful U-turn on Florida's turnpike, and 3 people were killed when their van struck his trailer. Singh has been transferred to and charged in Florida. The United States Department of Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy spoke in response Tuesday to explain steps being taken to reduce the number and severity of crashes. He noted United States Department of Transportation will begin to remove funding from states that do not adhere to guidance requiring English language proficiency for issuance of driver licenses. His complete statement is available on thecoldtake.com. Florida Governor Ron Desantis also responded to the fatal crash this week, saying that Florida Highway Patrol worked with other state and federal law enforcement agencies to increase immigration enforcement over the last week. He said they arrested 37 individuals who had previously received final orders of removal, 8 who had been deported and re-entered illegally, and 1 who had been deported 4 times previously. Woo! See, now we're having fun. In world news, David Mincer, Israeli government spokesperson for the National Public Diplomacy Directorate, gave a statement reiterating Israel's 5 principles for ending the war in Gaza, including the dismantling of Hamas, returning all hostages, and establishing an alternative civilian administration for Gaza. He also voiced support for Lebanon's government, saying, quote, "Now is the time for both Israel and Lebanon to move forward in a spirit of cooperation, focusing on a shared objective of disarming Hezbollah and promoting the stability and prosperity of both nations." Today's episode of The Cold Take is brought to you by my desire to do The Cold Take full time. Hit like, subscribe, and share to help me out with that. In a busy week for sports, beginning last Sunday, Nevada faced off against Chinese Taipei in the 2025 Little League World Series. Chinese Taipei hadn't won the title since 1996, but held Nevada hitless through 4 1/3 inning. They were also able to capitalize on some early pitching mistakes to take the lead. Chinese Taipei ultimately prevailed 7-0 to end a 7-year win streak for the United States. In tennis, Daniel Medvedev lost the match and his temper in the first round of the U.S. Open on Sunday. He played Benjamin Bonzi, who's ranked 51st globally. Medvedev delayed the match for several minutes to yell at the chair umpire. Another outburst happened Wednesday following Taylor Townsend's defeat of Yelena Ostapenko. Videos of both events are available at thecoldtake.com. Carlos Alcaraz, Taylor Fritz, Novak Djokovic, and Jannik Sinner all advanced to the men's fourth round. On the women's side, Townsend and Coco Gauff joined Jessica Pegula and Arnia Sabalenka in the fourth round as well. We'll bring you final tournament results next week. Tuesday, the Cadillac F1 team, slated to start the 2026 season, announced their official driver lineup across their social media platforms. Former Mercedes driver and Lewis Hamilton teammate Valtteri Bottas will join ex-Red Bull driver Sergio Perez in Cadillac's inaugural season. Wednesday, the New York Yankees scored 9 runs in the bottom of the third inning against the Washington Nationals. The numbers are 77 pitches over 41 minutes to 15 batters who recorded 8 hits, 4 home runs, 3 walks, and again 9 runs in total. Just do some drinking. All right. ESPN's College Football Game Day celebrated the retirement of 90-year-old Lee Corso yesterday. Famous for donning the head and sometimes the entire costume of the team he picks to win, Lee has been a Saturday morning staple since 1987. Ahead of number 3 Ohio State's 14-7 win over preseason number 1 University of Texas, Corso donned Brutus Buckeye's head one last time. Brutus was the first mascot head he tried in 1996. 8th-ranked Alabama faltered in Tallahassee, losing a 31-17 contest, and number 9 LSU prevailed at number 4 Clemson 17-10. 10th-ranked Miami will host number 6 Notre Dame tonight. Markets remained flat, with the Dow closing down 408 points for the week, a loss of 0.01%. NASDAQ similarly dropped 41 points, while the S&P fell 6. Gold closed at $3,446 per ounce, a $76 pickup. To close with something light, we'll go back to New York City, where Mayor Eric Adams held a press conference Tuesday to swear in DJ Daniel as Deputy Mayor for Public Safety. DJ has been sworn into over 1,350 law enforcement agencies across the United States, including New York City Police Commissioner and honorary member of the U.S. Secret Service. The 13-year-old cancer survivor from Houston, Texas, has battled brain and spinal cancer since 2018, when he was given just 5 months to live. 7 years and 13 surgeries later, he dreams of becoming a police officer. Finally, in not quite news, Cracker Barrel announced a halt to the change of their logo following customer outrage online. Their initial plan to remodel and rebrand is now on hold. And lastly, my producers have told me that I have to mention the engagement of Taylor Swift to Travis Kelce. Like it or not, that's what happened. I'm Rich Stevens, and this has been The Cold Take.